wonderful people. Okay, I'm on the floor. You can tell. Right, today we are finally going to finish the Leleupi tank. I had to take a pause on it. If you remember, if you've seen the last video, I said that I needed to add some more rocks to the tank. Of which I had full intention of doing so until we ended up with a spawn. So I decided that the best bet was probably just to leave him to get on with it. And once the spawn had become free swimming and able to care for themselves, then I would go ahead and add some more rocks to the back of the tank. They did so. They spawned successfully. Didn't really get a lot of footage of it. I will try and include what I can into this video of them doing their stuff. But once they became free swimming, and I thought, right, let's go. Let's get the rocks. Let's finish the tank. And then we had our second spawn. So. So 2 females, both spawned a few weeks apart from each other. So just as one lot was coming out the cave, there was another batch laid, and yeah, so we had all of the babies. So there's loads of babies in here. They're a bit difficult to see. I will try and get some footage of them now for you today before I go disturbing the tank, because basically what's going to happen now is, as you'll see in a minute, there's quite a bit of mold at the bottom of the tank, like old food and things like that, that the adults haven't picked up. And that's actually what the fry are feeding off of. So, and obviously, you know, they're so tiny, trying to get every little bit out without sucking up a baby is not the easiest thing in the world. And you know, I'm not scared of a little bit of mold detritus on the bottom of the tank. I think in the right amount, it's actually quite beneficial to the tank, rather than it being so clean and sterile that there's nothing on there for anything to feed on. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to drain some water out here. Well, I'm going to show you some babies first, and show you the update on the tank as it stands now, and then we're going to go ahead and tidy the tank up and put some more decor in. So as I've said before, these are Leleupi, or they're also known as the lemon cichlid. They are a cichlid from Lake Tanganyika. I keep the heater at the back is set for 27 to 28 degrees, so it's quite warm in there. Obviously that helps with the breeding, it helps with the fry development and everything else. It also keeps them quite active and keeps their metabolisms quite high. So they do eat a lot, and they're quite ravenous with their food. I'm actually surprised that they're out at the moment, because normally when I get down here, they are quite a skittish fish. But they're calming down. They're getting used to the fact that I'm coming down here more often. They won't be when I put my hand in the tank. They'll all just disappear. But you know, that is life. As it stands at the moment, I believe out of the group of 6, we actually have 4 females and 2 males, which is a wonderful guess ball. When I bought them, I sort of just went, right, okay, well, I'd like this amount, and we're going to try and pick out males and females. And luckily, seems to be I was correct. So we have 4 females, 2 males. One is a dominant male and one is a subdominant male. Now, the subdominant male is actually holding his own, but obviously he is subdominant. So he's taking every so often a little bit of a pounding from the dominant male, who is actually the one, you can't see him. Oh, you can. He's just started to come out behind that big rock there. That one. That's the dominant male. And the subdominant male is this one right here. You see, he's not as bright. He's quite a bit darker than our dominant male, which is here. So what we need to do is we desperately do need to get some more rock cover in this tank, so we can bring down the aggression. Now, they're not a very aggressive cichlid. If I'm being honest, they're quite passive for cichlids. I've kept peacocks and mabunas, and they beat on each other like there is no tomorrow. These are actually very, very placid for a cichlid. So, but we do need, to get some more rock cover in there to calm down that aggression a little bit more. So let's take a look and see the state of the tank now, and then we'll get on and we'll crack on with some work. Okay, so this is the state of the tank now. So there is the original female that bred. She's still holding on to her cave. As you can see, she has really dug that out. That's all the way down to the base. This is what I mean. See, can you see that mark? Look on the tank. Yes, needs cleaning. So, and she's dug down there as well, down to the base. You can see fry still swimming around in there. There's a fry on the rock there, look. There's two there actually on the rock. And there's some down here, look, on the sand. The more and more you look in this tank, the more fry you end up finding. But like I said, Leleupi are very slow growing. So obviously they're still itty bitty, and we still need to be very careful. Can you see what I mean? See, all this at the bottom is what the fry have actually been feeding on. I have been adding baby brine shrimp to the tank as well, but obviously, you know, they are picking through all of that as well. See, we've got a bit of algae in here. We've got, that was the cave for the second female, who is this one just here, who's taken up residence in there. And as you can see, there's still fry hanging about. They don't predate on their fry, which is wonderful. So this is why I can sort of leave the fry in here to do what they're going to do. Now, if I do get a couple of more spawns happening in here, I will have to, or I think I will probably take out some of the bigger fry to allow room. And so obviously the fry don't predate on the younger fry, because that might be a thing. See, there is our subdominant male. That's not a crack in the glass, people. That's a reflection of my pipe. I thought that was a crack then for a second. That's why I said it. So there is our subdominant male. Now, as you can see, he's not looking very happy. This was his corner where he was quite happy. When the female started to breed over here, our dominant male, which is there at the back, handsome little man, was over on the other side of the tank all the time. Since the female spawned in the middle cave, he's obviously been creeping over a bit more. And now, obviously, we do have a female taking up residence in that little cave. So, I have two choices. I can remove the subdominant male and possibly one of the females and set up a separate tank for them and actually have two breeding groups going. I don't particularly want to do that because I'd be concerned that the aggression level in then both tanks would be heightened. So what if I was to take out just one pair? I'm concerned that the aggression level in that tank could be quite high if I was to remove the subdominant male and one female. And I'm also concerned that the aggression in this tank also might increase. So I think what I'm going to do at the moment is I am just going to add more cover. When I used to breed the mabunas and the peacock cichlids, which obviously are much, much bigger, I always had two males into a large group of females. So 4 to 6 females. So at the moment, this is why I wanted the amount I wanted with the male and female ratio. I don't want to lessen the group. So I'm going to stick to what I would normally do with the peacocks and the mabunas and literally just give them more cover. and try and get the subdominant male a little bit of territory of his own, and or give him more places to hide. Unfortunately, this is just the hierarchy of a fish tank and cichlids. It doesn't matter what they are. Angelfish do the same, discus do the same. Any cichlid has a tendency to be aggressive, and you will always end up with dominant and subdominant fish. So that's just the way, it's just the way life is. That's the way nature is. So what we're going to do, I don't know whether you can see, there's a group of fry down there again. Literally, the more, there doesn't look that many on camera as I'm showing you, there doesn't look that many, but if I was to sit here nice and quietly with nothing happening, all the fry come out. They'll all eat on the on the substrate, on the sand, and pick through, and there's absolutely tons of them. I mean, even the fact I'm seeing fry in I can see 5 fry, but on camera I can only see 3. So the camera is also not picking them up quite as well. And also, you know, they're hiding under the rocks, behind the filters. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. You can see one back there. There's probably more than one back there, I can guarantee it. So anyway, I digress. So let's get rid of some of this detritus on the base. Let's sort out some of the substrate while none of the females are actually spawning. So let's re-level that out. And get on to putting some more decor into the tank. Let's do this.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours.
Okay, there we go then. Tank is complete. I'm happy with that. There's more rock cover in there. More places for everyone to hide. I didn't really want to disturb the caves that have already been used. But that middle one was just not going to make sense. So that's the only one I've disturbed. Obviously, as you saw, I sorted out the sand substrate a little bit more, where obviously the females have been kicking it all out. As you can see, all the little fry have just started to come back out the caves to have an explore and see what's been going on. Obviously, the water is a little bit murky at the moment, where I've disturbed the substrate and put new stuff in. What I did do is I really wanted to create the cave in the middle again, which I've done with that piece of slate sitting on top there. So that will give the female somewhere to lay her eggs on the slate. And obviously they like it quite dark. So hopefully that female will just take over that spawn site again. And here we all are. So hopefully we've got some more cover. Obviously there's a void behind that rock. All the big rocks have got voids behind them and around them. So around the sponge filters as well, there's voids for the fish to hide in. There's obviously more sight blocks in there. So the fish have got more places to hide from each other if needed and required. So hopefully that will sort out that issue a little bit better. I'm happy with that. I think there's enough cover in there. There's enough line of sight blocks. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So definitely got in there before anyone had laid any more eggs, which is always helpful. So there we go. Okay, I'm much happy with that. That looks nicer. It gives the fish more places to hide, more places for the fry to explore. I'm much happier with that. Will I add more to it? Yeah, absolutely. I will add more rocks to it as I come across more pretty rocks to put inside my tank. I'm always collecting rocks. A lot of the rocks that I brought in were too round for the project that I needed. I needed more flatter surfaces to be propping up with and things like that. So bit by bit, as I come across a pretty rock, I will add it to the tank and change up their decor as required and as needed. So it's, I think with rock dwellers, they're never quite finished. You can always fiddle about and move things about that little bit more, which is nice. It's nice to have a tank that you can continuously fiddle with and change up and make it look different. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's it for this video, and that's it for the Leleupi update. For those of you that have been interested in what's been occurring in this tank since they went in, babies, lots and lots of babies. That's what's been occurring, and it's been really nice to have cichlids back in my fish room again. I love my betas, obviously, as you know, but cichlids have always held a very special place in my heart. And as the fish rooms changed and evolved, we got out of cichlids. They were just too big, too much water needed, too much water volume needed, and I got more into my nano fish. But this is a nano cichlid. This is as nano as they virtually get, and I'm glad to have them in there. And I'm also looking into getting another type of nano cichlid. So we'll see what comes of that one if I can get hold of them, because they're quite elusive. They're not the easiest ones to get hold of. I mean, if Leleupi wasn't hard enough, these ones are definitely being difficult to source. I've got 3 separate people on the lookout for me. So hopefully very soon they will be also joining the fish room if I can get hold of them in the next few months. But until then, and until the next video, I'm going to love you and leave you. And let's see what other adventures I can get up to next week. Let's see what I might be up to, or where I might be going. Who knows? Who knows anymore? Who knows? I can be doing all of the things all of the time.